looking at Bill Sharp Stadium on the banks of the Bago, where tonight the game of the year in the Northern Indiana Conference South Division will be contested as the 4th-ranked and unbeaten Marian Knights visit the Jimtown Jimmies on the 46th game of the week. And how you doing, everybody? With my Hall of Fame partners, Bob Nagel and Bo Hunt, it's Chuck Fraby, and it's great to have you with us for what should be a head knocker of a night on TV 46. Normally, Bob, when we talk to a coach during the week, they'll say, we have to work on this, we have to work on that. We went to Marian and talked with Mike Davidson this week, and he said, we're pretty solid in every facet of the game right now.
They really are, and the thing is, they're working to get better. They don't care if they're playing Riley, they don't care if they're playing Jimtown. It's a job to get better each day in practice and then better each game as the season goes along, because they know what's ahead. They know what it would take to win a state championship in Class 3A. Maddox Begonia has gotten so much better since the beginning of the season, really good athlete. Their running backs have been solid. Their wide receivers, they've got a number of them. And their big offensive line has been able to put people on their backs and move the ball. So had a chance to talk to Mike Davidson about the matchup tonight with the Jimtown Jimmies.
Yeah, last week against Riley was sort of like our championship week 1, and we've been preaching all week. This is championship week 2, and going against Jimtown, you're always going to get hard-fought, well-coached team and a championship-level effort.
As for Jimtown, they come in with a record of 2-2. A record like that would tell you they haven't been consistent, and that's accurate according to the head coach Mike Campbell, but he does like the progress his team is making.
And he's got 20 seniors on this team, and I think they wanted this year to be a very special year. We'll see how close they come to turning that thing on so they can roll into the rest of the season. But there's a big night tonight in that Southern Division of the NIC. Marian could, for all intents and purposes, lock it up. Jimtown would love to keep him from doing that. Clay Campbell, 3-year starter, quarterback, big, strong, strapping kid. They've got some people with some speed in the backfield, and they've got some defenders who have gotten better since the first of the year. How much better they're going to be tonight? Well, they're going to have to do that. And again, Mike Campbell is, as you said, pretty confident about these kids and the hard work they put in.
Well, they're fast. I mean, they're fast to the ball. They're very aggressive. They're linebackers, play at a high level. Number 64, Ortiz, is one of the best defensive linemen we've seen so far this year, and we've seen some great ones a couple weeks ago too. They just have good football players, and they understand the game. They play well together, and they take advantage of people's mistakes, and that's what we got to do tonight. We got to limit our mistakes offensively in order to stay in this game.
Bo Hunt already sweating on the sidelines tonight, understandably so in these conditions. We talked about Jimtown being 2-2, but in fairness to the Jimmies, you look at their schedule. They played very tight with a ranked Northwood team, got beat by Elkhart Central, another ranked team. What do they have to do to get over the top against one of these ranked teams like Marian tonight?
Well, it doesn't get any easier. They play Concord next week, so I think the biggest thing is never give up, never quit, and always get better each and every game. And we've seen that. And a lot of things I've heard around the community and stuff is that this team has never given up in any of those games. They've always competed, gone out there, and gotten better. And I think that's the biggest thing with this team. You still have a shot at this conference, but the most important thing, you got a shot to win a sectional as well. So in order to do that, you have to get better week in and week out, and playing better teams is the way to do it.
With the Catholic school coming over, the Bago Lions decided to host a fish fry tonight. They hope the hospitality stops right there. We've got the pregame show and the Jordan Automotive Keys to Win coming your way next on the 46th game of the week.
This is the WHME TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by South Bend Orthopedics, Teachers Credit Union, Bill's Heating, Jordan Automotive Group, IU South Bend, Electrical Workers Local 153, Crown Trophy, Imagineering Finishing Technologies, and the IHSAA.
This edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you by the Jordan Auto Group. It's simple, it's easy, it's stress-free. Welcome, everybody, to the Knights of Columbus Stackowitz Agency pregame show. Nice to see my agent get behind the cause here as you see one of the great traditions they have here at Netfield at Bill Sharp Stadium. The Jimmies running through a student-formed tunnel. We get you ready for this one with the Keys to Win, brought to you by the Jordan Auto Group. And when you take a look at the visitors for Marian, well, they've got a lot of standouts this year, but two that really stand out. One is their quarterback, Maddox Begonia. 6'3", 167-pound junior. He had a heck of a week last week against Riley, threw for 224 yards and 4 touchdowns in the win over the Cats. And then on defense, they've got Michael Schnippel, the 6', 172-pound senior, leads the state of Indiana with 4 interceptions so far. He is a terrific break on the ball. The keys to win for Mike Davidson and the Marian Knights.
Well, the Marian Knights have to hold that line, and they have most of the season. It's been a big deciding factor in their lopsided win total of 4 wins, no losses. They got to protect the pigskin, and again, they don't want to give any help to the Jimmies. You know, to turn the ball over, that's going to be a real detriment. They've got to limit penalties as well. They got to raise that discipline bar as they head into the rest of the season. Michael Davidson in his second season at Marian with a record of 12 wins and 5 losses.
Now the Jimtown Jimmies come in with a record of 2-2, and they are led by the coach's son, the quarterback Clay Campbell. Now Clay this year completing less than 50% of his passes, but he has thrown for 246 yards, 2 touchdowns, only 1 interception. He can run the ball well too, averaging about 3 yards a carry with 3 touchdowns on the ground. His favorite receiver and the top defensive back on this team is Dustin Whitman, the 6'1", 165-pound senior. Not only leads the Jimmies in receptions with 9, he also is right on the heels of Schnippel in terms of interceptions in the state. He has 3. The keys to win for Mike Campbell and the Jimmies.
Number one, they got to hold the football. They got to run the clock, and they got to move the chains, and they've got to do it efficiently during the course of the ball game. They got to win third down. The best way to win first down on third down is to get it on second down. If you move the chains earlier, that'd be a good thing. And they got to limit the big plays for the Marian Knights. Keep the Knights in front of them, even if you get beat for 10, 15, maybe 20 yards. Don't let them take it to the house. Mike Campbell knows something about defense. He's in his 12th season as head coach at Jimtown with a record of 99 wins and 41 losses. Wouldn't number 100 be sweet here tonight?
The captain's at midfield for the reenactment of the coin toss. I hate to spoil it for you, but Jimtown won the toss and deferred. Marian will receive. As you look at the series history, it's not a very rich history. It only goes back to 1983. These two teams have only played 8 times. The series tied at 4. A year ago, Marian won 24-7. And to be honest, low-scoring games have been the story of this series throughout its history. The weather, well, that Kona ice truck out there on the west end of campus, or the east end of campus, I should say, that's going to get a workout tonight, I think, from the folks, because it is 84 degrees. Summer hanging on for dear life with about less than 24 hours left. The wind, gentle zephyr out of the southwest at 4, and there's not a chance we see any rain tonight. It's all coming over the weekend sometime.
Yeah, the flags are hanging fairly limp off to our right-hand side, and both teams are heading back to their respective benches. And Chuck, one of the things about whoever gets the ball first, you got to run some clock, you got to change some field position, and you got to be successful early. If you get in a hole like Riley did last week, you got to wait for them in a hurry.
That does it for our pregame show, brought to you by the Stackowitz Agency, the Knights of Columbus Insurance. Nice to see them support us tonight. And our first quarter tonight being brought to you by the Tag Truck Accessories Group. If you're watching us on the Facebook live stream, welcome to Bill Sharp Stadium. It's brought to you by Jimtown High School tonight. All new field turf. They just christened this facility last week. The stadium named after the legendary Jimtown coach who is responsible for every football state championship they've won here at Jimtown High School. And it's still called Net Field, but it is at Bill Sharp Stadium.
You know, one of the things that Bill was involved with was they said, look, you're the former head coach. We'd like you to come back and cut the grass every week. And he said, I'll tell you what, put in some turf and you'll take care of business. It is absolutely wonderful. And it's a very safe turf. It's one that's going to save a lot of money on maintenance. And a lot of the other teams are going to get a chance to use it. We're about ready to go. Jimtown and Marian here to call tonight's action. My partner, Chuck Freeby.
Isaac Daniels has the ball on the tee for the Jimmies in the maroon. Marian in the white with Davion Taylor back standing at his goal line. Toe meets leather, and we're underway on the banks of the Bago. Short pooch kick. It's going to hit at the 24 and be recovered by Mitchell Florin at the 22. A well-placed kick by Jimtown that time, and it seemed to befuddle Marian a little bit on special teams.
Yeah, Florin did the right thing getting on the ball. He didn't try to pick it up, didn't try to correct the mistake that was made in not fielding it, so he got on the ball and not bad field position. They're going to mark it at the 23-yard line.
So the Marian Knights come out on offense with Maddox Begonia at quarterback. As you look at that Jimtown defense led by Clay Campbell, the senior safety, will be kept busy tonight. He's the leading tackler on this team. There you see Begonia, and that's Malcolm Anderson, number 25, who will be just to his left as they line up in the shotgun. Alec Mishler, the all-conference center, ready to snap it on 1st and 10. Jimmy's showing blitz. Begonia keeps it himself, goes up the middle for about 5 yards on the play. He's brought down there. And Thad Pratt made the stop, and we meet the Marian offense. We've told you about Begonia. Malcolm Anderson, the leading ball carrier on this team. Mitchell Florin, the leading receiver. It's a big offensive line. We mentioned Mishler is all conference. They really like the way the guards, Ortiz and Fuller, have played this year as well. 2nd and 5. Begonia gives it off to Anderson. He's met at the line of scrimmage, and he'll be stopped right there by a swarm of Jimtown players. It gives us a chance to meet the Jimtown starting defense, brought to us by our friends at Frog Plumbing. On the front line, Tony Pletcher having a really good year at defensive end with 15 stops. The leading linebacker tackler is Casey Pratt in the middle. We told you about Dustin Whitman and Clay Campbell leading the team with 32 tackles. Marian looking at a 3rd and 4. Begonia with an almost empty backfield looks to throw. Scrambles, wants to go downfield, lobs it up there. It's too far for Jalen Johnson, and a 3 and out for the Jimmy defense to start things off.
Pretty good effort there by Maddox Begonia to create a play. The early play had broken down. Johnson took out down the sidelines. Good defense by the Jimmies, but really put together a pretty nice effort there. Want to thank the folks from Jimtown Pizza. When the Jimtown Jimmies are hungry, they go to Jimtown Pizza. Whether you're hungry for pizza, chicken, chips, breadsticks, breaded mushrooms, or ice cream, Jimtown Pizza can feed your family or your whole team. You can also find the same great food at Cook's Pizza in Wakarusa. A big thank you to Jimtown Pizza. They fed our crew tonight and did a great job. So good, in fact, that I enjoyed some of that.
Hunter Renner, one of the state's best punters, booms that one from his own 29 all the way to the Jimtown 24. That's a 47-yard punt with no return. The punt sponsored by Intune DJ Service. And the Jimtown Jimmies will take over on offense with Clay Campbell at the controls. We will see 2 of the state's best punters tonight. Campbell is also a very good punter. In fact, both of them ranked in the top 10 in this week's state statistics. Jimtown with Ethan Duvall right behind the quarterback Campbell. They put Cole Thompson in motion. They pitch it out to Thompson. Thompson trying to turn the corner, and Michael Schnippel comes up and makes the hit about 2 yards down the line. So let's meet this Jimtown offense. It's brought to us by our friends at Hardware Plus. We told you about Campbell. Oscar Zalea had a great game last week with 134 yards against John Glenn. Duvall, the leading carrier on the year. Whitman, the top receiver. They'll throw to Tony Pletcher now and then. Along the front line, Blake Garrettson is a junior all-state selection last year, and he actually is getting the start at center tonight over Hunter Hoffman. 2nd and 8. Flags thrown, whistles blown. We'll get a chance to meet our officiating crew as Dave Spencer. We saw him last week. Same crew as we had last week. He makes the call of illegal procedure. Mike Rennert, Mike Banishak, Roy White, and John Riddle join on the crew.
Always wonder when you got the same crew working a different game. 5-yard penalty on Plymouth. Yeah, but these guys do a great job. Last week, tell you what, everything was really good about the game. Plymouth, the win over Northridge, but other than those turnovers by the Raiders, it was a lot of fun to be there at Plymouth.
We're looking at 2nd and 13 for Jimtown, an offense not necessarily built for these kind of long-distance situations. Campbell tries to keep it himself and get to the outside, and Plenty of white jerseys out there to bring him down. Miguel Ortiz and company out there along with Mitchell Menting. Let's meet that Marian defense for you now. We talk about Menting, he's having a nice year, but so are Ortiz and Isaac Hibbs. The linebacking core, very good. C.J. Naguna and Thomas Ewing, both with 21 tackles on the year. And in the secondary, we've told you about Schnippel, but keep an eye on Gavin Stefanik. He has 21 tackles on the season. Third and 10. Campbell rolls, in trouble. Hibbs threw him down, but he still made the throw, and Tony Pletcher makes the catch up to the 33-yard line, a yard short of the first down. That's a heck of a play by Campbell because Isaac Hibbs is not a small man. He still had him spinning around, and he managed to hit Pletcher on target.
Well, he needed 10, and he got 9. Does that make you want to go for it?
Well, the fans in front of us want Jimtown to go for it. There's no question about that. Clay Campbell looking over at his dad on the sideline as the play clock gets down to about 10. Let's see if Mike Campbell has to burn a timeout early here.
Well, you're rolling the dice big time here.
They did not get the play off. Mike Campbell had to use a timeout because there was confusion on the Jimtown team, and we'll take it as well. 7:49 to go first quarter. Marian and the Jimmies are scoreless at Bill Sharp Stadium. This edition of the 46th Game of the Week brought to you by Teachers Credit Union. Grow your future because Teachers Credit Union understands the importance of that. Whether you're growing your family, your square footage, or your business, TCU here for you with financial solutions that help you succeed. They're an equal housing opportunity lender.
I want to thank the Knights of Columbus and their wonderful sales team, and they've been protecting members, investing in conformity with Catholic teaching for over 136 years, dedicated to helping protect families with whole life and term life insurance.
Clay Campbell, line drive punt. He kept it away from Greg Atkinson. It took a perfect roll, goes out of bounds at the 31-yard line, 35-yard punt.
A couple pretty good punts to start the ball game, both special teams, and nobody had a return. Dedicated to helping protect families with whole life and term life insurance, long-term care and disability income insurance, along with IRA and non-qualified retirement annuities. The Knights are your shield for life. For more information, contact the Stakowitz Agency at 574-282-1082 or at their website, philip.stakowitz@ksc.org.
So both teams go 3 and out on their opening possessions. Begonia and the Knights hand it to Malcolm Anderson at the 31. He makes a couple of cuts on the field turf, and Anderson strides to the 39, almost to the 40-yard line for a pickup of 9 on the play. Anderson had a big 125-yard game against John Glenn a couple of weeks ago.
Knights of Columbus Insurance, the Stakowitz Agency said, insure a win for Marian with Knights of Columbus.
Knights looking at a 2nd and 1. Let's see if Brett Badek, the offensive coordinator for Marian, decides to air it out here. No, he'll keep it on the ground with Anderson, and he's met right at the line of scrimmage. Good sticking that time by Casey Pratt and the rest of the Jimtown defense as the middle linebacker came up and made the hit. 5'9", 190 pounds and a senior, and he stuck right in there on the big back Anderson.
No gain on the play. Folks, Jimtown High School is a proud supporter of all high school athletics. We wish all of our athletes and teams success in the 2019-2020 school year. Also, congratulations to Coach Sharp, an amazing man and career shaping the youth of our community for many years. Way to go, Coach Sharp.
3rd and 1 for Marian. Ball on the ground. Begonia hit his knee on the ground behind the line of scrimmage when he picked it up. It'll be 4th down and likely a punting situation for the Knights here again. The Hunter Renner unit coming out on the field. It's one of the few miscues we've seen out of the Knights this year, Bob.
Really is, and Begonia did a good thing again getting on the ball. But lost of 3 yards on the play, brings up a 4th down. And we've had really no improvement in field position, maybe a few yards either way, but Jimtown's been impressive defensively in the early going.
Renner averages 39.9 a punt. This punt sponsored by Intune DJ Service. Jimtown nearly got to it. Renner hangs it high. Jimtown not going to get anywhere near it, and it takes a huge Marian roll inside the 15 to the 14.
Renner is a weapon, isn't he?
That's a 48-yard punt that time with no return, and that's one reason he was the all-state punter in Class 3A a year ago.
47 yards, solid.
So the Jimmies were able to move the ball a little bit on the first possession, but not get a first down. In fact, neither team has had a first down in the first 6 minutes and 20 seconds of this one. Reminder, our Facebook live stream being brought to you tonight by our friends right here at Jimtown High School. We appreciate it. Hopefully you do as well. John 2 Reed split way wide to the left on this one. Casey Pratt in motion, takes the handoff and finds a little bit of a seam. Pratt up to the 30-yard line, or the 20-yard line, I should say. That's a pickup of 5 on the play for the Jimtown running back.
Pratt had a pretty good rushing opportunity there. He had some momentum and got up the middle for about 5 yards.
That's only his 11th carry of the season. He's done it for 31 yards, and you'll see Jimtown will be very deliberate getting plays in from the sidelines, not because they don't know what they're doing. They want to bleed the clock and try to keep this one close. That's part of the strategy of Mike Campbell tonight. Pratt in motion. Thompson gets the handoff, and he gets waylaid right after a pickup of 1. Tyler DeBow down at the bottom of the pile. DeBow with his 27th stop of the year, only 5'6", but man, he'll stick his nose right in there.
Did a good job of ending that opportunity. Gain of a couple of yards on, brings up a 3rd down and 3.
Well, Christensen Furniture, a local family-owned business serving Michiana since 1912. If you're looking for perfect furniture for your home, Christensen has everything you need for bedrooms, dining rooms, living rooms, home office, home theater, and more. Christensen Furniture, where affordability meets style. They'll give it to Pratt again on that little counter play, and Pratt battling his way, and he got the first down up to the 26-yard line. The ball was fumbled out of bounds. It went forward, and Casey Pratt manages to get a first down on that one with a 5-yard pickup. It's sponsored by Jan's Place. You'll get another look on the SBO replay. The ball popping out on a good hit.
First down of the ball game, and Jimtown gets away from that goal line that was pretty close behind him when he started this drive at the 15. 4:02 left to go. Folks, Central Hardware and Plumbing Supply is a proud supporter of the Jimmies and your complete source for all your hardware and plumbing needs. They feature Flint and Walling pumps, irrigation products, and well supplies. Come see the experts at Central Hardware and Plumbing in Elkhart on Old 33 West.
Handoff to Thompson. He squirts through for about 2 yards, and then a big rugby scrum. Look at all those white jerseys pushing him back. Looked like Michael Schaefer, the safety, was in there helping lead the barrage that time, along with help from C.J. Naguna and Alec Mishler. So a pickup of 2 on the play. And it's 2nd and 8. They continue to go with Thompson and Duvall in the backfield. The pitch to Cole Thompson this time. He tried to cut inside behind the blocking of Evans Riceacre, and he only was able to pick up about 2 yards there. It'll be 3rd and 6.
What a Marian defense closed in a hurry.
Greg Atkinson there to make the stop on Thompson.
It's a great time to be a Marian Knight. Marian offers 32 different dual credit classes in collaboration with local colleges and universities. Students earn college credits to begin their college careers, and parents save on the cost of college tuition. Find out more at marianhighschool.org.
3rd and 6, Campbell wants to throw. Steps up in the pocket, too high for Dustin Whitman. Couldn't make the catch. Michael Schnippel there on coverage. 4th down in a punting situation for Jimtown.
Well, Jimmy's did burn some clock there. Folks, want to thank Jan's Place, proud supporter of Jimtown Athletics. Jan's Place, located on County Road 20 in Elkhart, offers daily specials and a warm, friendly atmosphere. Check out their Friday Fried Perch Special And that's at Jan's Place, located on County Road 30 in Elkhart.
Clay Campbell kicked it away from Greg Atkinson last time. We've got flags thrown, and this play is blown dead because of a false start on Jimtown. That'll cost the Jimmies 5.
Nuisance penalties, little 5-yarders, but the second one on the Jims in this ball game.
Mike Davidson pointed out to us this week at practice how special teams had really done a great job giving Marian outstanding field position so far this year. It's been a case again tonight.
Playing music is the easy part. Leading you through a smooth, trouble-free event is their specialty. You control all aspects of the reception, dress code, music selection, volume, and more. Check them out at intunedj.com to learn why a majority of their business is based on previous client referrals. That's intunedj.com.
Campbell averages 39 yards a punt. This is a line drive. Atkinson, a dangerous returner from his own 31. He's got speed. He's into Jimtown territory, still on his feet, up to the 43-yard line. A solid return of 25 yards by Greg Atkinson that time. He averages almost 20 yards a punt return.
Pretty good punt, but it was low and it got there in a hurry, and Atkinson had time to pick a hole in a direction and got it inside the 45-yard line. So we've been waiting for a field position change. I think we got it right there, partner.
Trent Daniels made the stop that time for Jimtown, and now Marian in plus field position. We saw this a lot when we had the Knights a couple of weeks ago against St. Joe. Begonia at quarterback has not had a completion yet tonight. He won't here either. They give it to Malcolm Anderson. He nearly wriggled out of the tackle that time of Riceacre before he's brought down after a pickup of about 5. Evans Riceacre, a young man who is a foster adoptee from the nation of Haiti. Second and 4 from the 43 with 2 minutes to go first quarter. Jimtown coming on an inside blitz. Begonia flushed out of the pocket. He's got room to run. Begonia inside the 30 to the 25 and a Marian first down. Sponsored by Marian High School. A 13-yard pickup on the play for Maddox Begonia, the 6'3 junior.
Well, when he got outside and got some leverage, he was tough to bring down and didn't run out of bounds, didn't shy away from the contact. Kind of welcomes that. I know a lot of coaches would say, hey, young man, get out of bounds.
The wideout Jason Johnson gave him a nice block. Now Anderson tries to cut inside, and that's shut off nicely by Hunter Hoffman and the rest of the Jimtown defense after a pickup of only 1. Marian will pick up the tempo here, trying to counter what Jimtown has done on its first 2 possessions.
Wind isn't the factor, so they're not trying to get it in the end zone before the change of the quarter.
Begonia wants to throw. He had a little stop and go pattern on the outside, and Colin Kerr brings it in for the touchdown. Colin Kerr goes up strong and makes the touchdown catch in the end zone. And the transfer from Bremen hurts Jimtown there and puts Marian on the board.
Wow.
Here's another look from SBO. Very good coverage by Marcus Lang. He was with them stride for stride, but he couldn't look back and see the ball. Kerr could, and he makes the grab for the touchdown, sponsored by Christensen Furniture. Hunter Renner on to try the extra point out of the hold of Jason Johnson. The snap is good. The kick is up. And it is good. Sponsored by Intune DJ Service. 1:01 to go here in the first quarter. And Marian takes a 7-0 lead as you get another look from our friends at South Bend Orthopedics. Hard to fault the coverage here, Bob. This is just a superior catch by Kerr.
Really was. He timed it well, and the quarterback threw it up there where he had a chance to have a bigger receiver fight for and get that ball. And again, really good execution by Begonia and Kerr. And that's 6 for the Knights as they take the lead 7-0. Folks, Jimtown Mobile wants to see the Jimmies in victory tonight. Jimtown Mobile has more than your gas and convenience store needs. Call today to order fried chicken party platters. Perfect for football tailgates. Not that you'd need one tomorrow night for a certain football game. I think the Fighting Irish are playing Georgia, I believe. That might be a good idea to call the folks over at Jimtown Mobile.
The Jimmy's very familiar with Colin Kerr. He made 6 catches for Bremen last year against them. Transferred this year to Marian along with his brother Gabe, and makes a big catch here to put the Knights on top 7-0.
The drive took 1 minute and 28 seconds.
Hunter Renner, an outstanding kickoff man as well, takes this kickoff sponsored by Intune DJ Service. Jimmy's have Nick Snyder and Cole Thompson back deep. Renner's spinner is taken by Snyder at the 5. Snyder comes up the field, shakes off a tackler. He's got some room. And Michael Schnippel with the stick at the 29-yard line. But a good return by Nick Snyder.
Jimmy's needed a spark, and they got one right there, and a gutty return. A couple of big hits on Snyder. Folks, your proud sponsor, Weaver Consultants Group, located in Granger, Indiana, wants to wish the Marian Knights good luck tonight. Check out Weaver Consultants Group on the website at WCARP, that's WGRP.com, to see how they can identify solutions to help you achieve your business needs. Again, that website is WCGRP.com. That's the Weaver Consultants Group.
1st and 10, 53 seconds left first quarter. Jimtown has not been able to budget out of its own territory yet. Cole Thompson will try here, but C.J. Naguna was right there to make the stop after a pickup of 4. Jimmy's using a variety of backs tonight. Thompson came into the game averaging almost 7 yards a carry for the season, including a 112-yard performance last week against John Glenn, in which he scored 2 touchdowns.
4 yards on first down. That'll work.
Dustin Whitman comes in with a play from the sideline on what will likely be the final play of the first quarter. Take a look at Clay Campbell, member of the IHSA Student Advisory Committee, the Jimmy quarterback. Takes the snap, gives it off to the fullback, and another decent run there, as it was Ethan Duvall who takes it up for about 4 yards. And the first quarter comes to an end here at Bill Sharp Stadium. It was scoreless until the final couple of minutes. The Marian punt return by Greg Atkinson set things up. Maddox Begonia scrambled, and then he found Colin Kerr in the end zone for 6, and that's why Marian leads it 7-0 after 1 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week brought to you by IU South Bend, fulfilling the promise. And we promise you a Bills Heating Sideline Report. We deliver now with Bo Hunt and his thoughts on that first quarter of play. Bo?
Well, last week here at Jimtown, Bill Sharp Field, our stadium, they had a lot of emotions out here. So I think one of the biggest things I've noticed out here, there's not a lot of emotions out here right now. It's kind of like a stalemate game, just kind of back and forth. You know, that big play by Marian, there's a little bit of excitement on the Marian side, but still, it really is, there's not a lot of excitement on both sides of these fields. They're just kind of out here, just kind of going through the motions, it seems like. So I think it's very important on this drive to get some emotions, get a little bit of a drive going and get this first down here, guys.
Absolutely have to get the first down if they want to have any kind of emotion, and they'll get it with Clay Campbell on the quarterback sneak. He's 6'4", 210 pounds. You're not likely to stop him from getting 2 yards. That's exactly what he gets. And a first down sponsored by Jan's Place.
Second first down of the ball game for Jimtown. Marian has 2. Jimtown ran 11 plays in the first quarter. Marian ran 10. Another number that's surprisingly, not surprisingly close, but honors both coaches. Michael Campbell has won 70.7% of his games at Jimtown. Michael Davidson, 70.5.
Well, and the leader could flip-flop based on tonight's game. We got another stat on this after this first down play. Campbell hands it off to Ethan Duvall, who's brought down after a pickup of 1. So if you take the whole decade, and Mike Davidson hasn't been there for the greater part of the decade, just a couple of years as head coach, Mike Campbell has. But if you take the whole decade going into tonight, Jimtown has a slightly better winning percentage than Marian. How slight? Well, should Marian win tonight, then the winning percentage for the decade title would go to Marian over Jimtown. That's how closely aligned these two schools are, and not really separated by a great distance either, as Cole Thompson tries to turn the corner. Ball popped loose. C.J. Naguna has it and will try to take it to the house. Clay Campbell with the tackle at the 13-yard line. A Marian defense that has created 18 turnovers in its first 4 games does it again by dough-popping the ball carrier. And when you pop that biscuit can open, good stuff usually comes out. Michael Schnippel with the hit, Naguna with the recovery.
And I tell you what, that was a hit and a half, and heads-up play to get it down inside the 20-yard line, and Marian Knights are in business.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Well, this is a Marian defense that has scored more touchdowns than it has allowed. It nearly had another one right there. 3 receivers to the right of Maddox Begonia, and he's looking that way. Now he comes back to the left, fires, it's intercepted. Clay Campbell in the end zone, gets it back for Jimtown. Flag down on the play.
This could be defensive holding. Looked like Johnson was going to make his cut, and he couldn't get free right away.
The flag is down at the 11-yard line. No pun intended. Hold everything.
Folks, Pierce Electric Inc. is a proud sponsor of high school athletics. Good luck to Dustin Whitman, Clay Campbell, and the rest of the Jimmies this season. Go fight, win, Jimmies. Pierce Electric can handle all your residential, commercial, and industrial electrical services. That is Pierce Electric Incorporated.
It's merely a sideline warning on Jimtown. So Campbell comes up with the interception, only the second one Begonia has thrown all year, but it comes at a critical time for Jimtown. They get the ball back and they bring it all the way out to their own 30-yard line. We'll see if that sparks a little of the emotion that Bo Hump was talking about moments ago.
Sure changes the feeling in the ballpark. Looked like Marian was going to have some momentum.
Campbell talking things over with his line as they had to worry about getting the ball back that had been intercepted, getting it back to the Marian sideline. Campbell hands it off to Ethan Duvall, and Duvall battles his way for 3 yards on the first down carry.
Hardware Plus is a proud supporter of high school sports and has been Osceola's favorite local hardware store for nearly a century, featuring a wide selection of products and customer service experts. Hardware Plus, where service begins with a handshake and a "How can I help you today?" That's Hardware Plus in Osceola.
Take a look at Mike Campbell in his 12th year at the helm of this Jimtown squad. Been married to his lovely wife Amy now for 20 years. They have 3 kids. He's a 1995 Jimtown grad, was a 3-sport athlete here at Jimtown. 2nd and 7. They handed it off. No, Campbell keeps it himself, makes a great move, and has the first down up to the 50-yard line. Terrific deceit that time by Clay Campbell on the bootleg. C.J. Naguna finally brought him down after the first down, sponsored by Jan's Place.
17-yard gain on a play. 22 yards on the night now rushing for Clay Campbell.
He put a great move on Michael Schnippel that time. And the Jimmies threatening to get the ball across midfield for the first time tonight. And they will. Cole Thompson on the carry. Thompson forward for 7 yards on the first down carry. He had some good blocking in front of him. Blake Garrettson, the Jimmy center, played to the echo of the whistle that time.
Sure did.
Here's another look from South Bend Orthopedics.
Going to be a pickup on the play of about 7 yards.
Garrettson wasn't happy until he drove Tyler DeBow to the track. Well, good luck, Jimtown, from your friends at Superior Tool and Die since 1952. Superior Tool and Die provides quality products, on-time delivery, and integrity in all they do. Call Superior Tool and Die for your large or small project. You might call Cole Thompson a small project, but he gets the first down there. Needed 4, got it, took it to the 40-yard line, and it's a first down. Or was that Ethan Duvall that time on the carry, number 17?
Boy, he shot through there in a hurry and almost broke another one. So the Jimtown Jimmy offensive line is creating some opportunities against the Marian defensive line.
They feel that is the strength of this offense, especially not only Garrettson, but the guards A.J. Schneider and Quentin Svetanoff, both seniors. The pitch here to Cole Thompson. He gets there on the outside. Tyler DeBow and Michael Schnippel combine on the hit, and a flag comes in. I think they're going to get Schnippel for a 15-yard personal foul. DeBow had already pushed Thompson out of bounds, and then Schnippel comes over. He had taken 2 steps out of bounds, and Schnippel throws him down, and that's what the 15 yards is all about. That'll be a first down sponsored by Jan's Place.
DeBow had picked up 5 yards on the play.
And that is one thing Mike Davidson mentioned this week, is the need to limit penalties, and especially penalties like that that are avoidable.
Just really changing the momentum now. Marian looked like they might be going to go up 14-0. Jimtown not only gets the pick, but now they've moved the ball into Marian territory, and they can put it on the board from 22 yards out here. The next few plays, we're tied up.
Well, Cole Thompson cuts inside and gets about 4 yards on the play. Schneider was out there leading the way on the block. Tyler DeBow with the stop. Jimtown looking at a 2nd and 6.
Gain of 4 yards on play, 19 yards for DeBow in the ball game. CV Custom Painting congratulates Marian on a great start to the season. Wishes the team luck for the remainder of the year. CV Custom Painting is proud supporter of Marian High School.
2nd and 6. Run up the middle that time on the quarterback sneak. Did the ball pop loose? It's blown dead at the 13-yard line. Make it the 14. And that should set up a 3rd and maybe 1 or 2.
Gain of about 8 yards on a play.
Campbell kept it on the keeper and had been ruled down long before he started stretching out the football. You see Mike Davidson on the sideline. He thought there was a fumble on the play. But instead, Jimtown looking at a 3rd and 1 right here. See if they go right back to Campbell on the sneak. Long count. They give it to Duvall. The fullback stood up, but it looks like he may have got the first down. Boy, it's awfully close, and we may well have a measurement here. Nope, the side judge says first down. He's standing at the 12-yard line. First down sponsored by Jan's Place.
17 yards for Duvall on the night, and that is, since they got the interception, Chuck, they've gotten 3 first downs, and they're threatening to score.
Campbell again with Duvall and Thompson in the backfield. It's Thompson on the pitch behind the Riceacre block. He goes up to the 9-yard line, then a flag comes in, and the block by Riceacre may have been a little too good. It's going to be a hold on Jimtown.
Would have been about a 5-yard gain and nullified by the penalty. Folks, First Choice Auto Body is cheering on their Jimtown Jimmies. For over 30 years, First Choice Auto Body has been your first choice for all your auto body needs. Call today to schedule your repairs. That's First Choice Auto Body.
Penalty moves the ball all the way back to the 20-yard line. And Jimtown now looking at a 1st and 17. They've taken a lot of time off the clock with this drive, but they need to cash it in. Dustin Whitman appears to be drawing single coverage up at the top of your screen. We'll see if they go up there. Nope, it's Duvall, and Miguel Ortiz met him almost at the handoff. Pickup of 2 on the play for Ethan Duvall, who scored the first touchdown ever at this new Bill Sharp Stadium. We call it new. They have played on this site for years and years and years, but with the field turf and the naming last week, it does have a newer feel to it.
It certainly does, and much deserved for Coach Sharp and great tradition that he established here. All you got to do is look down at the the building where the concession stands. They've got all the rings up there from the state championships, and state finals, and boy, what a proud tradition here at Jimtown.
Campbell on second down wants to throw. Throws back to Cole Thompson. Thompson had to go to his shoe tops to make the catch, and then Isaac Hibbs and company are there to make the stop after a pickup of 1. That looked like it could go for much more, but the ball was delivered low, and that threw off the timing of the play.
It really did, and good idea. Not bad execution, but again, it took a while for everything to get out there. They wind up with a yard. Folks, the high school game of the week is sponsored by your friends at Truck Accessories Group, the maker of Lear brand truck caps. TAG is the #1 producer of fiberglass and aluminum truck caps, proudly made in the USA. Truck Accessories Group has been in your backyard for over 50 years. We're proud supporters of local high school sports.
Campbell with a full backfield for protection. Gets rid of it as he's hit, and it's incomplete. Mitchell Menting was the one who disrupted the pass with the pressure. 4th down, and the field goal unit likely to come out here for Jimtown. They were 1 for 3 on field goals this year, with Isaac Daniels, the kicker, having converted 1 from 43.
Well, he certainly is within his range. If he could hit another one there, got to get some points on the board after that long possession.
Dustin Whitman is the holder. Whitman will set the tee down at the 25 to make this a 30. Well, he'll set it down at the 24. This will be a 34-yard attempt off the left hash. Play clock down to 5. Snap is good. The kick blocked. That's a live ball. It's picked up. Michael Schnippel. Schnippel brought down at the 36-yard line, and the Marian special teams sparkle again. There is a flag down on the play back at the 36-yard line. We'll see what this is all about.
Looked like it came after the possession change. We'll have to wait and see. And while we do that, we'll tell you that think Pyramid Equipment for your snowplow needs. Sales, services, and installations of residential and commercial grade snowplows, parts, and salt spreaders. Pyramid offers military, police, and firemen discounts. Find us PyramidEquipmentInc.com. PyramidEquipmentInc.com.
Unsportsmanlike conduct called against Marian at the end of the play. So that'll cost the Knights 15 yards. But we'll see the block as Daniels just really didn't get any kind of elevation on this ball. It was a line drive. He had to get it out of there quickly as Schaefer was coming in. The block made, and Schnippel picked it up with eyes on the end zone. Whitman with the tackle there, and still not sure where the unsportsmanlike was, but perhaps something was said that we can't hear.
They'll start the drive from the 20-yard line, which is their worst starting position all night.
Mike Davidson just wanted to know who the penalty was on. So the up-downs can be done at practice.
There'll be a discussion coming up. Again, those are the kind of penalties that just really, as a coach, they really buy. You get in a state tournament, you know, that's only a month away. You get a couple of those that can determine whether or not you're moving on in the tournament.
Mitchell Florin on the end around. Florin tries to cut it back, but there is nothing to go to. Clay Campbell is underneath them, and then he's finished off up top by Jacob Wirtz.
Well, they got there in a hurry, didn't they? They're in a bad mood.
So the end around fails, and it's 2nd and 10.
A proud supporter of Jimtown schools, Samuel Mancino's is located on Napanee Street, right off Mishawaka Road in Elkhart. Pizzas, grinders, salads, classic Italian baked dinners, and don't forget the homemade breadsticks. Samuel Mancino serves up the most delicious Italian subs and more, doing it since 1983.
Bogunya on the carry, and Maddox gets the first down up to the 30-yard line. Well, they're going to spot him short by about a half a yard, so it'll be 3rd and 1.
Begonya's explosive, isn't he?
Marian will go to the no-huddle offense here. They worked on this at practice Wednesday. Bogunya under center. Fumble on the snap, and Begonia lost it. Jimtown says they have it, and they do. Tony Pletcher with the fumble recovery. The second fumble of the night by Begonia on the quarterback-center exchange. And this time, Pletcher sneaks in from that defensive end spot and makes the theft. 2 turnovers for Marian in the first half, and the Jimmies need to take advantage.
I want to go down to Bo Hunt here in a moment, and want to ask Bo, you know, your quarterback goes up under center. Been in a shotgun a lot of the night tonight. You go under center because you got short yardage, but it makes a different situation between the center and the quarterback.
We'll ask that here after the Cole Thompson carry, pickup of 2. So Bo with the Bills heating sideline report. What say you about that situation with the quarterback center exchange?
Yeah, I think Bob's exactly right. I mean, it's a totally different feel and everything going up there. And then when you're in the shotgun all the time and you're going up there, and that last one, I'm not sure Begonia was ready for that snap. It looked like it might have come just a little early. I think one of the things we talked about and for 46 picks and kind of the key to this game is what's Marian's weakness? Well, I think it's themselves right now.
It is 2 personal fouls, 2 turnovers. 2nd and 8 right now. Campbell hands it off to Ethan Duvall, and Duvall takes it on up to the 20, maybe even the 19-yard line to set up a 3rd and 2.
The leading ball carrier in the first half for Jimtown is their quarterback Clay Campbell. And with a 3rd down and 2, I would be surprised if he wasn't the ball carrier.
Mike Campbell bleeding the clock here. Jimtown does have 2 timeouts remaining. And right now, I think Mike Campbell wants to call a timeout to set up this 3rd and 2 play. So indeed, a timeout is taken with 1:22 to go here in the first half. Timeout sponsored by CB Custom Painting. 7-0 Marian, but Jimtown knocking on the door after a couple of big turnovers here on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you by South Bend Orthopedics, the team physician for the University of Notre Dame since 1947.
Our thanks to Imagineering Finishing Technologies. They're celebrating 60 years as the industry knowledge source for metal finishing solutions. 60 years of serving the automotive, medical, aerospace, military, and defense industries. Go to iftworldwide.com for more information. Like the teams in tonight's game, they're working toward a great finish.
Mike Campbell imploring his offense here for a key 3rd and 2 play. Marian on top of Jimtown 7-0. Minute 22 to go here in the first half. And the Jimmies with it 3rd and 2 at the 19. A reminder, our second quarter being brought to you by Tag Truck Accessories Group.
Boy, our crew looked great again tonight, and we want to thank the folks from St. Andrews Products for making our crew look good. They can do the same for your school or corporation. Call them at 1-800-628-9922 or use their email at sandrews.com. Your expectations become their standards, and our answer is always yes. Now, what's the question?
Ethan Duvall on the carry, picked up 1, but they needed 2. And so the ball spotted down inside the 19, 4th and 1. Campbell behind center, goes plowing forward, and he's got the first down up to the 15. The first down sponsored by Jan's Place. Clock will stop as they move the chains with 51 seconds to go first half.
Campbell with a 3-yard gain that time.
Now Jimtown may have to hurry a little bit. They're down to just 1 timeout left. Dave Spencer says roll the clock. Dustin Whitman in with the play from the sidelines. Jimtown's top receiver hasn't caught a ball tonight, but he's got single coverage to the top with Greg Atkinson. Campbell gives it off to Cole Thompson. No, he kept it himself on that bootleg. And Campbell battles forward to the 10. Let's see if Mike Campbell uses a timeout here. He will with 25 seconds left in the first half.
McDonald Physical Therapy is proud to have Michiana's top physical therapist known for quality of care and patient focus. Remember, McDonald Physical Therapy when you need to get back in the game.
Reminder, next week, more high school football on TV 46. We'll see the #1 ranked team in Class 4A, at least as the coaches poll goes. The New Prairie Cougars go on over to TCU School Field to take on Virginia recruit Ira Armstead of the South Bend John Adams Eagles. We'll have it for you in our usual slot, live on Facebook at 7. Friday night 11, Saturday morning at your 9 on your home for high school sports. That's TV 46.
High School Game of the Week being sponsored by your friends at ET&T Enterprises, a division of Holland Metal Fab. ET&T is currently hiring welders. Apply at 28816 Ventura Drive. Again, that's ET&T Enterprises, looking for a few good men, hiring welders right now.
By the way, Mishawaka and New Prairie tied at 7 right now in the first quarter over at Steele Stadium. Concord with a 21-0 lead on Goshen. That's in the second. Angola leads Lakeland 35-0 in the second. And Mark Brownlee with 3 touchdowns. Elkhart Central a 21-0 lead on St. Joe. That's in the second. Here it's 7-0 Marian. Late stages of quarter number 2. 2nd and 5. Campbell puts Thompson in motion, gives it to Duvall, nothing there, and Jimtown, remember, is out of timeouts. They'll have to get to the line of scrimmage. This is the 3rd down play. They spot it at the 10. 10 seconds and counting. Campbell spikes it, and they'll make a decision here what to do on 4th down, and they're going to send out the field goal unit. As you see the blood gushing down the arm of Clay Campbell, he got scratched out there, and he's got a pretty good open wound there on his right arm.
Well, like a lot of football players, you almost enjoy having one of those. Makes you look tough. But he is a tough kid, and he's got his team down there knocking on the door.
So Isaac Daniels, who had his kick blocked moments ago, will now try a 26-yarder, not much longer than an extra point. The snap is clean, the set is down, the kick is up, and it is good. 3 seconds left in the first half, and Isaac Daniels and Jimtown get on the board with his 2nd field goal of the year. This one a 26-yarder. And the Jimmies take advantage of the fumble by Marian to put 3 on the board.
Well, people are going to look at this score from around the state and say, we thought that'd be a good matchup, and it has been. Folks, the High School Game of the Week being brought to you by Frog Plumbing. Frog Plumbing reminds you that we all play a role in making the world a better place. Change, well, it starts with you. A message from your friends at Frog Plumbing.
So Jimtown and Marian, well, they've had some low-scoring games over the years. A 7-6 game a couple of years ago. Last year was only 24-7. As you look at the arm of Campbell, now it's got as many rubber pellets on it as it does scratches. Maybe that's what you do. You take those rubber pellets from the field turf and you rub it into the wound, and it's just like putting dirt on it.
Yeah, back in the day. 2:27 on that drive for Jimtown. They used it fairly well, used their timeouts, and it was close, but they were able to spike it just in time and got on the board.
Well, I feel pretty safe in saying as long as you don't give up a touchdown return on the kickoff here, you're going to the locker room down by 4, and Mike Campbell will take that, I'm certain.
Folks, get back in the game with South Bend Orthopedics, team physicians for the University of Notre Dame since 1947.
Isaac Daniels handles the kickoff here. The field goal sponsored by Superior Tool and Die. High spinning kick that Greg Atkinson takes back at his 2-yard line. Atkinson trying to get to the outside. He's got some room. Daniels over to hit him, but couldn't knock him down. Atkinson still on his feet, but he couldn't run it all the way back. And the first half will come to an end.
Wow. He had him thinking, didn't he?
Well, that'll look good on the stat sheet, but nowhere else. And so it's a 7-3 Marian lead as the teams head to the locker room. Mike and Clay Campbell exchange a high five as Clay heads off. Mike going to leave his headset on the table, and then he's going to walk on over and have a chat with Bo Hunt with the Bills Heating sideline report. Go ahead, Bo.
Coach, going to halftime 7-3, you're able to dodge a bullet there right at the end, but just the confidence level of your players right now at this point.
Well, they feel, like I said, they've been improving every week, and they feel they can play physically with this team. We've been moving the ball. Eventually, we're going to have to take some shots. They're stingy. And, a couple mistakes. We had a fumble. They scored. But some things need to bounce our way in the second half, and we need to take advantage of our opportunities, and maybe we can win this sucker tonight.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks.
Back to you guys.
All right, stick around, everybody. Coming up, it's the CB Custom Painting Halftime Report featuring our TCU Student Athletes of the Week. A game that's been filled with turnovers, the biggest ones made by the Marian Knights. They threw an interception in the end zone, and then this fumble late in the first half led to an Isaac Daniels 26-yard field goal, and it's dandy here at Nepp Field. 7-3 Marian on 46.
We welcome you back to Bill Sharp Stadium in Nepp Field here at Jimtown. We get a chance now to talk with our Student Athletes of the Week, brought to you by TCU. TCU reminds you to go online at tcunet.com. Find out how you can become a member today. This is absolutely one of the favorite parts of the game for me, getting a chance to meet two outstanding student athletes. We're going to talk to Aaron Fuller in just a moment, and we're going to also talk with Jacob Coots. And Jacob, congratulations on what you've done. We'll be with you in a minute.
Thank you very much.
All righty, and Aaron Fuller is with us. And Aaron, you're a guy that has done some remarkable things at Marian. Talk about your involvement, obviously, with football, but other things.
Oh, yeah. One of my greatest achievements was being named a captain of the football team. I've been wanting to do that since I was a little kid. But also academic-wise, I'm a member of NHS, and to me that's also very important because we help around the community, and it just shows that Marian as a whole, academically and athletically, how much it means.
Well, you're having a great experience at Marian. Talk about what your plans are ahead for college. I know college might be the thing, and it might be one of the trades. Either way, you got a chance to be very successful.
Yeah, I really enjoyed doing the trade stuff, learning and building that. But also, I may want to continue my college career and play football. So we'll see where at the end of the season what happens.
It's been an amazing season for the Knights, out to an undefeated start. Talk about the people in your life that made a difference.
I would say one of the biggest influences are my mom and dad, guiding me, helping me throughout all of school, and teaching me that whatever you do, you have to give 100%, and I've taken that to the next level on the field and off the field.
Well, we congratulate you on all your success. Wish you the best of luck, and congratulations on being our student athlete.
Thank you so much.
All right, Aaron Fuller from Marian High School, and now we got a chance to talk with Jacob Coots, who's got some ideas about maybe studying business and finance. I kind of like that idea too, but Jacob, congratulations on all your success at Jimtown.
Thank you very much. It's taken a lot of hard work. Everything's been worth it. It's a great experience. Wouldn't give it up for the world.
Really got to be disciplined about your time. You got to be disciplined about priorities. I mean, there's always a night when the guys want to go get a pizza and you're saying, hey, I got a paper due.
Absolutely. You mess out on stuff every once in a while, but good time management, getting stuff done when you can. You still have a lot of fun in high school doing what you're supposed to. It's a great time.
Jimtown has a lot of different activities, and they love it when people are involved in more than one. What else are you involved with here at Jimtown?
So besides football, athletically, I'm on the powerlifting team in the winter. I throw shot put and discus for the track field in the spring. I'm on student government. I'm the vice president. I'm on a business organization called DECA, where we do a whole bunch of stuff in the business world. You mentioned me studying business later on, so that's kind of what the plan is there. I'm also in the yearbook too, so just getting involved in as many things as possible.
That leaves you 7 minutes a month to do anything you want to.
Oh yeah, and I give that all to FCS, Fellowship of Christian Students.
There you go. What a busy guy, and a lot of good things. Talk about the people that mattered in your life and had your back.
So my mom and dad have had my back right from the beginning. They raised me up right. They raised me in a perfect household, as best as they possibly could. They raised me up a Christian, and I couldn't thank them enough for doing that. I'm really happy about how they raised me up. I'm glad I'm going in the right direction.
All right, Jacob Coots, our student athlete from Jimtown. Congratulations on all your success. Good luck in the future.
Thank you very much.
All right, Jacob Coots from Jimtown and Aaron Fuller from Marian High School. Our student athletes of the week brought to you by TCU. TCU reminds you to go online at tcunet.com. Find out how you can become a member today. We're back with some halftime stats and highlights in just a moment. Jimtown and Marian on TV 46 Game of the Week.
This edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you in part by the Indiana High School Athletic Association, partnering with TV 46 for 30 years. Welcome, everybody, to the CB Custom Painting Halftime Report. You see the Jimtown Band about ready to do its halftime show. They had all the homecoming festivities here with the lovely Fiona Newcomer, named as the homecoming queen here at Jimtown High School. And Chuck Freeby and Bob Nagel, we were not named either king or queen this year. A huge disappointment for all, but not disappointed at all in the first half. And there's Fiona right there, the homecoming queen this year at Jimtown High School. And this crowd absolutely erupted when that young lady was named homecoming queen.
They really did. And I tell you what, they did a beautiful job with the halftime. They got mountains out there in the field still. And I'm just really proud of what Jimtown's band has done before the game and during halftime, and then what the two teams have done in that first half. There's a lot of really good defensive stops for both teams, but Jimtown had advantage in first downs, had an advantage in rushing yards, and yet here at halftime they trail 7-3.
Yeah, but you could say the Jimmies have done a little bit of mountain climbing here in the first half. Let's show you how it got to be that way here at Bill Sharp Stadium, because early on, first quarter, it was Marian making all the plays on special teams. Greg Atkinson with a punt return, then Maddox Begonia with the feet, scrambling for a first down here. And then he'd do it with the arm, and Colin Kerr makes an amazing catch in the corner of the end zone. Well covered on this play, still hauls it down 7-0 Marian after one. It looked like they were ready to expand the lead. Michael Schnippel with a great hit on Cole Thompson. C.J. Naguna going in. Clay Campbell saves the touchdown there, and then on the very next play, he saves the touchdown here with the interception. He'd return it to the 30-yard line, and really since that time, Jimtown's been in command. Yeah, they had the field goal blocked here by the Marian special teams, and Schnippel gets the recovery there, but they've come right back with a fumble recovery by Tony Fletcher. Clay Campbell moves them down the field, and this time when Isaac Daniels tries the field goal, it's up and good from 26. 7-3 ball game at the intermission, and really kind of a tale of two quarters here.
Really was, and I think Clay Campbell deserves a lot of credit. You know, as a veteran, he's a senior, 3-year starter. He read the mail on that pass in the end zone, thought maybe they're going to try to go for a quick score, made the interception, turned around. Then he had some big yardage. He was their leading ground gainer in the first half, and they wound up winning that ground game with 92 yards and 10 passing for 102 total. Marian well under their season averages, and the penalties about even, and the turnovers, 2 for Marian, 1 for Jimtown. The time of possession, and again, Jimtown in that second quarter really possessed the ball, and they ran the clock, they moved the chains, and that's what we talked about in the pregame, was going to be able to keep Jimtown in the game if they could control the big momentum swings, and they did a good job with Marian.
Yeah, those last two categories on the stat sheet play right into the game plan that Mike Campbell talked about before the game. So 7-3 Marian at the intermission. For those of you watching on Facebook Live, stick around. We'll have some scores for you on the stream, and don't forget our halftime report has been brought to us by our friends at CB Custom Painting. This edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week is being brought to you by the electrical workers of Local 153. They're making our communities brighter. Boy, what a gorgeous sunset we have the chance to see tonight here at Bill Sharp Stadium, but the sun far from setting on this one. A 7-3 Marian lead at halftime. Bo Hunt with the Bills Heating Sideline Report. What were the thoughts of Mike Davidson, the Marian head coach, at the half?
I got a chance to talk to him. He said offensively, there's their own worst enemy. The penalties, the fumbles, the drop passes as well, not reading the right holes to run in. He said their own worst enemy. He goes, we just need to get back on track. He said defensively, we're just letting them get in third and short every single possession, and they're converting. He goes, we really need to stop them on first and second down, put them into third and long, and really challenge them. And I asked him about emotional, is this, are your kids, do you make some adjustments about the emotions at halftime? He goes, we know that Jimtown's not going to give up. They're a type of team that's going to keep coming at you and keep coming at you. And we talked about in that locker room, we told our kids, hey, we better step it up or we're going to lose this ball game, guys.
Well, and the good news for Jimtown as they begin the second half is they'll get the football to start the second half. So things looking as favorably as they can right now for the Jimmies, despite being down 4. And our third quarter tonight brought to us by Tag Truck Accessories Group.
Partner, I think one of the things that happens in a game like this, 7-3, just say Marian's leading, but Jimtown, they break a play, somebody makes a mistake, and all of a sudden you put yourself in big jeopardy. So Marian's going to kick off here, and they've got to really shut down the Jimtown Jimmies with that first possession, get some field position, get on the board again. But again, Jimtown, I thought, has played outstanding football in the first half, took advantage of those 2 turnovers for Marian Knights. So it's going to be a battle the rest of the way. Know that both teams don't quit, and we're looking forward to a good one. Here to call the second half of this big NIC South matchup between Jimtown and the Marian Knights is our Family Broadcasting Corporation Sports Director, Chuck Freeby.
Hunter Renner about to put the ball on the tee. His kickoff sponsored by Intune DJ Service. Snyder is back deep, along with Cole Thompson. Renner, about half the time, puts that ball into the end zone for a touchback. He did not earlier tonight, and Jimtown brought the ball back to about the 30-yard line. So we'll see if he puts a little bit more boot to it. And this one will go spinning deep into the Boggo Knight and into the end zone for a touchback.
Bye-bye.
He can be a weapon. We see a lot of kids around these days that can do that too.
Yeah, he got a lot of foot into that one. So Jimtown probably not too upset about starting out 1st and 10 to throw in 20 because it gives them a chance to possess the football, move the chains, and run some of the clock off here in the 3rd quarter.
Which Jimtown proved to be very adroit at in the first half. 7 first downs compared to just 2 for Marian. And both of the Marian first downs happened on their touchdown drive. So we'll see what Clay Campbell and the Jimmies come out of the chute with here. 1st and 10 from their 20. And we'll see what kind of defensive adjustments Mike Davidson may have made at the intermission. Campbell pitches out to Cole Thompson. They want to get to the outside. Michael Schnippel comes up with the big hit once again from the safety position. And it's a pickup of 3 on the play for Thompson. Schnippel, the state's leader in interceptions, when he talked about facing the Jimtown offense this week, he said it's excruciating because you're constantly facing multiple blocking schemes and multiple blockers, and they just try to grind it out on the ground. He would prefer to get the chance to break on passes. That's not going to happen a lot in the NIC.
No, certainly not tonight against Jimtown. Clay Campbell has an ability to throw the ball, but it's not their big weapon. Their big weapon is consistency in that offensive line.
A handoff up the middle here, and that time the defensive line for Marian wins it. C.J. Naguna, the linebacker, and Mitchell Menning, the defensive end, combine on the stop. Pickup of 1 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 6. You get another look from SBO.
For over 136 years, the Knights of Columbus has fulfilled its mission to serve widows and orphans, dedicated to providing charitable services and actively defending the church. The Knights know that protection starts at home and offer whole life and term life insurance, long-term care and disability income insurance, along with IRA and non-qualified retirement annuities. For more information, contact the Stakowitz Agency at 574-282-1082 or philip.stakowitz at kfc.org.
Costly delay of game against Mike Campbell and the Jimmies, and Mike not too happy about it from the sidelines as well. So it'll be 3rd down and 11 now for Jimtown, and these are not necessarily the situations the Jimmies excel at. Only 1 completed pass in the first half.
25 yards now and 4 penalties for Jimtown.
Dustin Whitman brings the play in from the sideline. They've not really tried to go at Greg Atkinson, the cornerback out there tonight. Let's see if they do here. Campbell, no, he's going to roll with it, and Michael Schnippel comes up and makes yet another tackle. And Jimtown wants some head-to-head contact called there, but it's not going to be. Instead, a loss of 3 on the play and a punting situation for the Jimmies. And that's the head-to-head that Jimtown wanted called right there by Tyler DeBow.
And Clay Campbell said, hey, he whacked me in the noggin.
So here's Clay Campbell to kick. Had a couple of punts in the first half. gets this one out. Greg Atkinson will watch it go out of bounds on the Jimmy sideline right around the 42-yard line. So a 38-yard punt with no return. And Marian takes over 1st and 10.
When the Jimtown Jimmies are hungry, they go to Jimtown Pizza, and so do we. Whether you're hungry for pizza, chicken strips, breadsticks, breaded mushrooms, or ice cream, Jimtown Pizza can feed your family or your whole team. You can also find the same great food at Cook's Pizza in Wakarusa. A big thank you to Jimtown Pizza for feeding our production crew tonight. Did a great job, and the vote was unanimous.
So now Maddox, Begonia, and Marian trying to get something going on offense with good field position. They give it to Malcolm Anderson, and the running back drags tacklers for about 4 yards on the play. Casey Pratt was in on the stop. Anderson and really the rest of the Marian offense had a very quiet first half.
Those 2 turnovers really limited what they could do. Took the ball out of their hands. Had the interception and the fumble.
2nd and 6. Long count by Begonia and flags thrown, and we've got a false start called against Marian.
A little sloppy again to start the second half for both teams. Marian Knights have their 4th penalty for 25 yards.
Well, Bo tagged it right at the end of the first quarter when he said there was really no emotion, quite frankly, on either sideline at that time. You would think by now Jimtown would be playing with some spark and some enthusiasm. They've got the number 4 team in Class 3A within a touchdown of them.
When emotions were never lacking the old Jimtown Bremen days.
Here's the snap. Begonia looking for room to run, runs into his own man, Ortiz, and there was also a Jimtown player there as well as Joe Frechette comes up and makes the hit. And the ball spotted at the 40-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 12 for Marian.
Tough situation for Begonia. He couldn't get out of his own backfield because of his own players, but this could be a double-edged sword against the Jimtown Jimmies, in that Marian's got 3rd down and long, and they may allow Begonia to throw the ball deep. We'll see what happens here.
Blitz coming, picked up beautifully, and Begonia, now a flag comes in. Begonia will throw it out of bounds, and we'll see what the flag is all about in the backfield.
It's on Marian. I'm sure it'll be declined.
That'll be 4th down in a punting situation for the Knights.
Jimtown High School is a proud supporter of all high school athletics. We wish all our athletes and teams success in the 2019-2020 school year. Also, congratulations to Coach Bill Sharp, an amazing man and careers spent shaping the youth of our community. Thanks, Coach Sharp, and what a wonderful honor. The stadium now, the Bill Sharp Stadium.
4th and 12, and here comes Hunter Renner for another punt sponsored by Intune DJ Service. Renner has a 47 and 48 yarder in his repertoire tonight. And we've got another flag thrown and another false start against Marian. That'll push him back to the 35. Renner does not mind that.
No, not a whole lot. But again, another one of those penalties, and Mike Davidson was talking about that during the course of the week, about how they had to be really disciplined in this game. They've been sloppy second quarter and now into the 3rd.
Let's see if Jimtown comes on the block here. They're sending some people, but they couldn't quite get there. Renner hangs it high, and Whitman calls for the fair catch. Oh, I thought he did at the 21. Apparently he was too slow in putting that fair catch sign up and gets tackled at the 20-yard line. So a 45-yard pump by Renner with no return. And you see how close Jacob Wirtz and Jimtown got to blocking that punt.
Well, the fans here at Jimtown none too happy about the result of a couple of calls here in the third quarter.
Well, we've been coming here for years. The three guys that sit in front of us in the stands have never been happy, so it's not anything new.
I know, but you know what? They show up every game, don't they?
They do.
Yep.
1st and 10 from the 20 for the Jimmies. Campbell pitches it back. Cole Thompson trying to squirt through and got about 4 yards on the play. Again, C.J. Naguna, who has had his name called a lot from that linebacker position, makes the stop. Naguna, the senior who matriculated to Marian from Our Lady of Hungary.
And that is 26 yards rushing for Thompson tonight. Chuck, I got to throw this out there. I have this feeling Jimtown has not necessarily thrown the ball well tonight. They run the ball fairly well. I'm looking for one of those sweeps to turn into a halfback option pass and see if they can't burn the Marian Knights, because they've got that ability.
Well, this is going to be a fullback dive play that goes absolutely nowhere. Ethan Duvall swallowed up by the interior of that Marian defensive line. Big Anthony Roberts, all 353 pounds of him, was there to get him that time.
Central Hardware and Plumbing Supply is a proud supporter of the Jimtown Jimmies and your complete source for all your hardware and plumbing needs. They feature Flint and Walling pumps, irrigation products, as well as supplies. Come see the experts at Central Hardware and Plumbing in Elkhart. They're on Old 33 West.
DeBow came on a blitz, disrupted the timing of the play, and then Campbell pushed back, and Jimtown will have to punt it away. So Marian just flooding the middle of the defense that time and not allowing Jimtown any room to breathe. It'll be 4th and 5.
Fans not too happy with the play calling, but hey.
Halftime at Steele Stadium, New Prairie on top of Mishawaka by a count of 14-7. Here it's 7-3 Marian. We've passed the midway point of the third quarter. Clay Campbell to punt. Gets it out of there. A line drive that Greg Atkinson takes as his 41. Atkinson up the middle of the field, stopped in Jimtown territory at the 48. 11-yard return after only a 34-yard punt.
One of those places where Marian really starts to show the advantage with the kicking game. Folks, a proud supporter of Jimtown Athletics is Jan's Place, located at County Road 20 in Elkhart, offering daily specials and a warm, friendly atmosphere. Check out their Friday Fried Perch Special. That's at Jan's Place here on County Road 20 in Elkhart.
So Marian now with the ball in plus territory, and let's see if Maddox, Begonia, and the Knights can take advantage of it here. 5:12 left third quarter. Jimtown showing blitz. Begonia tries to get to the outside. He's got a couple of blockers out there, and good pursuit by the Jimmies knocks him out of bounds at the 44-yard line. A pickup of 4 on the play for the scrambling Marian quarterback.
Well, when you run it yourself, you don't have to hand it off. You don't have to throw it.
Begonia, 73 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns in their win over Clay this year.
He's got 30 so far tonight. Folks, it is a great time to be a Marian Knight. Marian offers 32 different dual credit classes in collaboration with local colleges and universities. Students earn college credits to begin their college careers, and parents save on the cost of college tuition. Find out more at marianhs.org.
Thad Pratt hauls down Malcolm Anderson after Anderson runs for a first down to the 38-yard line. Pickup of 6 on the play for Anderson. The first down sponsored by Marian High School. Anderson really came on strong the second half of last season for Mike Davidson's team, and that is what made him the first string running back coming into this year.
I think they need to get the ball to him more and maybe in a better leverage situation.
Well, they give it to Mitchell Florin here, his first catch of the night, and Florin brought down at the 33-yard line. The leading receiver on this Marian team makes his 16th grab of the season and a pickup of 5. And again, Marian will try to boost the tempo of the offense.
30 yards passing now for Begonia. He's also got 30 yards rushing tonight.
This time it's Jimtown that jumps offside, and that'll cost them 5 and put the Knights awfully close to a first down.
The 30-yard total in penalties now for Jimtown. Folks, Christensen Furniture is a local family-owned business serving Michiana since 1912. If you're looking for the perfect furniture for your home, Christensen's Furniture has everything you need for bedrooms, dining rooms, living rooms, home office, home theater, and much more. Christensen's Furniture, where affordability meets style.
Begonia throws out in the flat. It's caught out there, but Clay Campbell comes up and makes the hit on Mitchell Florin, and a flag down on the play. We'll see what this is all about back at the 31-yard line. I think it's going to be a holding call against Jimtown. Offensive pass interference on Marian, excuse me. I said Jimtown, I meant Marian.
Waiting for our guys in front of us to yell, good call.
Got a long wait coming. 10 yards on the penalty, loss of 3 on the play. And so it's going to be 1st and 23 for Marian all the way back at the Jimtown 41.
40 yards and penalties now for Marian in this ball game. Wouldn't be so important unless you look at the rushing and passing stats. That's right up there with it.
Begonia on a quarterback draw. Begonia dodging tacklers. The knee hit at the 37, and that's where they'll mark it. It's only a pickup of 4 on the play. It looked like it might go for a lot more than that.
Playing music is the easy part. Leading you through a smooth, trouble-free event is their specialty. You control all aspects of the reception, dress code, music selection, volume, and more. Check them out at intunedj.com. To learn why a majority of their business is based on previous client referrals. That's intunedj.com.
Malcolm Anderson up the middle. Malcolm Anderson to the 14-yard line, and a first down sponsored by Marian High School. They'll spot it at the 15, a 21-yard pickup for the Marian Speedster. You get another look from South Bend Orthopedics. Great pulling block by the guard, Aaron Fuller, who you met at halftime.
And Anderson goes to 48 yards on the night, now becomes their leading rusher. And it really has been a case of Jimtown limiting those big plays in the ball game so far. That's a big one for the Knights.
Begonia threw an interception the last time Marian was down here, and now we've got a false start called against the Knights. And Anderson is hobbling as he walks back to the huddle. So that could be a big development in this game as well.
Sure could. Looks like that left leg is a little tender.
So 1st and 15. Johnson and Florin to the right, Kerr to the left. Down at the bottom of your screen, Begonia gives it to Anderson. Well, he hurdled his own lineman, Barry, and then only picks up about 2 on the play. Hunter Hoffman in there on the stop, the 3-sport athlete, wrestling, track, and football. And Quentin Svetanoff was there as well.
Jimtown Mobile wants to see the Jimmies in victory tonight. Jimtown Mobile has more than just gas and convenience store needs. Call them today to order fried chicken, party platters, perfect for football tailgates. Your friends at Jimtown Mobile want a victory for the Jims tonight.
2nd and 13. Begonia throws. There's Florin. Jacob Wirtz flags him down right away. Wirtz, the speedy little linebacker who's got an excellent 3.3 GPA, a member of the wrestling team, came over and got the takedown there and forces 3rd and long. Pick up a 1 on the play.
Clay Campbell with a good play there as well.
And Marian offensive line, which has been used to having its own way in the first 4 games this year, struggling a little bit tonight.
3 out of 6 passing for 31 yards on the night for Begonia.
They went to Kerr in the end zone earlier in the game for the touchdown. And another false start on Marian. Both lines a wee bit jumpy here in the 3rd.
You think maybe Marian was allergic to the new artificial turf. I'm not sure what the problem is here tonight, but they've made a lot of small mistakes.
Pushes the line of scrimmage all the way back to the 22. Now they do have an adept field goal kicker in Hunter Renner. But this was not the plan for Mike Davidson on this drive.
7 plays and 4 penalties on this drive.
Begonia fires a bullet. It's complete to Jason Johnson, but well short of the first down marker as he makes the catch at the 19. And so the transfer from Washington loses his helmet. He'll have to come off the field. And it'll be 4th down, and I would expect that Hunter Renner and the field goal team might be coming out, but there's a flag on the play. Hold everything.
Pretty good play by the Marian Knights. If it stands, they weren't trying to get in the end zone, just trying to move into closer field goal position. Boy, our crew's been busy, haven't they? Our officiating crew.
Dave Spencer signals a personal foul. Shot to the face by Jimtown, and that is a killer of a penalty for the Jimmies. Let's see if we can pick it up on the SBO replay. Johnson makes the catch. And let's see if we see, well, there's a push down there, and that's where the shot came from the defender for Jimtown, who got pushed down over the pile. He came back up with hands to the helmet of the Marian player.
And the helmet came off, as you said, Chuck.
So,
by the way, we'd like to thank everybody here at Jimtown for having 46 on the clock right now.
So the half the distance to the goal line will take it inside the 10, but it also repeats the 3rd down, and it'll be 3rd and 5. And now the officials are going to get together. You can probably hear the fans in front of us complaining that 11 had his helmet come off, and now he's back in the game. Now, 11 wasn't the player involved in the contact down low, so his helmet coming off should have not permitted him to come back in. Now they say this is a dead ball foul that happened. So it's 4th down, and so the field goal unit will come out.
Well, they got it right. 8 plays and 5 penalties in this drive so far.
Yeah, 11's helmet coming off. Well, it was pulled off by the Jimtown player. That's why he's allowed to come back in.
Not much more than an extra point here.
Renner will try a 26-yarder, the same as the one Isaac Daniels hit at the other end to put Jimtown on the board. The snap is up, the kick is up, and Hunter Renner booms through his 2nd field goal of the year with 42 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. The kick sponsored by Intune DJ Service. The fact that he made it sponsored by Christensen Furniture. And Marian has a 10-3 lead on Jimtown late in the 3rd on 46. This edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Crown Trophy. They're nationally known and locally owned. Chuck Freeby, Bob Nagel, Bo Hunt back with you at Bill Sharp Stadium on the banks of the Bogo, where Marian owns a mere 10-3 lead over Jimtown. Late in the 3rd quarter, Hunter Renner just added his 2nd field goal of the year to give Marian the 7-point advantage.
But the Knights held that ball for a long time, almost 6 minutes, and getting on the board with a field goal.
Renner put it into the end zone last time, and he will do so again here for the touchback to force the Jimmies to take over at their own 20. And I don't think you can overrate the importance of what a kicker does for a team when he puts that ball into the end zone, especially at high school.
Well, I tell you what, Bo Hunt might be talking to Mr. Renner after the game. He's had a couple field goals. He's had some punting. He's averaged 46 yards a punt on his 3 punts, and he's also kicked 3 of them in the end zone. So right now, if you're looking for a hero wearing a white uniform, would be the Marian Knights and Mr. Renner.
Let's see when and if Jimtown opens up the offense here. They have not had a whole lot of success running the ball here in the 2nd half. They'll hand it off to Cole Thompson, and Thompson tried to drag people with them, but then coming up and making the stick was Gavin Stefanik. And Stefanik, the transfer from St. Joe, with a nice tackle there after a pickup of 3. And that will likely do it for the 3rd quarter of play from here at Bill Sharp Stadium. The Jimtown players coming over to the sideline. Mike Campbell saying we're going to get the job done in the fourth. The Jimmies are 0 for 2 against ranked teams this season, but they've got a shot here against an undefeated Marian squad that came in ranked number 4 in Class 3A. And the Marian Knights, behind the touchdown catch by Colin Kerr in the first, have fought through the blood and the emotion of this one, and Fiona Newcomer hoping that Jimtown can come back with a rally. Her Jimmies trail by 7 after 3 on 46. This edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you by Imagineering Finishing Technologies. For 60 years, IFT has been the industry knowledge source for metal finishing solutions. They set the standard for industries including automotive, medical, aerospace, and military. Go to IFT like the teams of the night. They're working for a great finish. We're working for a Bo Hunt sideline report from Bill's Heating. Go ahead, Bo.
Going into the fourth quarter here, this game means a lot. These two teams are the favorite, Marian, of course, being the favorite in the NIC South. And the only one that people think is going to give them competition is this Jimtown Jimmy team right out here. So this game means a whole heck of a lot in deciding the NIC South, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Bo. It was Ethan Duvall up the middle on that second down play, but nowhere to go. Tyler DeBow and the rest of the Marian defense close it down at the 25, and it'll be 3rd and 5. Tell you what, Washington might have a say in this NIC South. Todd Samich's team leading Riley tonight, 21-7 over at School Field. Looking to go 4-1. They must have been inspired by 46 picks, nobody taking them.
Boy, what a wonderful gift they got from Gary Dieter.
Here's Campbell throwing, the catch made out in the flat. That's a first down for Jimtown. The Jimmies getting the catch from Andrew Cortez. And Cortez, with his first grab of the year, you'll get another look from South Bend Orthopedics.
Defender goes down here and finally gets up and makes the, at least got a hand on him, but that's why they get so much room there. Good execution, though, by the Jimtown Jimmies.
8-yard pickup for the first down, sponsored by First Choice Auto Body. Our fourth quarter tonight, sponsored by Tag Truck Accessories Group. First and 10 from its own 33. Cortez in motion. It's Thompson on a counter. Thompson cuts inside. Michael Schaefer makes the tackle at the 37-yard line, a pickup of 4.
Well, it looked like it was going to break for a lot more than that, didn't it?
Yeah, but Schaefer and the rest of those Marian safeties, despite not being very big, Schaefer's 159, Stefanik's 167. They'll stick you.
54 yards rushing tonight for Thompson. You know, the big runner last week, we haven't seen a carry.
Oscar Zalea has not touched the football in this game. Cortez in motion again. This time Campbell wants to throw a bullet over the middle. It's incomplete. Or is that a fumble? It's incomplete. They say that it was not put away by Tony Pletcher.
Campbell's pass incomplete, intended for number 22.
Pass broken up on the hit. You'll get another look from the SBO replay. Pletcher turned to go upfield, and there was Stefanik, who has had about 3 of those kind of hits tonight.
3 out of 5 passing tonight for Jimtown for 18 yards. It hasn't been a big part of their offense, but got a strong-arm senior quarterback, knows his way around the playbook.
3rd and 6. Big sequence here for Jimtown. Handoff up the middle, and Duvall had nowhere to go. Tyler DeBow and C.J. Naguna combined from the linebacker position to stop him at about the 40-yard line. 4th and 3, and Mike Campbell says discretion is the better part of valor. They'll line up in punt formation.
Folks, your proud sponsor, Weaver Consultant Group, located in Granger, Indiana, wants to wish the Marian Knights good luck tonight. Check out Weaver Consultants Group on the website at wcgrp.com to see how they can identify solutions to help you achieve your business needs. Again, that's Weaver Consultants Group located in Granger, Indiana.
Campbell shanked it. He had to. The pressure was coming in. And Campbell's punt goes out of bounds, and now the question is where exactly they'll spot this one. Side judge continues walking to the 45-yard line, and you get a field level view of what Clay Campbell was looking at. Coming right up the middle, there was plenty of pressure.
Well, the good news is no return. The bad news, ball's going to be out of bounds.
Only about a 15-yard punt.
Marian starts out with good field position. But the clock is going in a hurry, isn't it? 9:42 left to go. And if Marian could pick up 2 or 3 first downs.
Well, here's the thing. Jimtown has been the one playing the slow tempo throughout the night. Now you wonder if it might switch over to Marian. They'll hand it to Malcolm Anderson. Ball security huge here, but so is the ability to break tackles. Anderson still on his feet all the way down to the Jimmy 35. Pickup of 20 on the play.
2 big plays here in the second half for Anderson.
First down sponsored by Marian High School. And this was just Malcolm Anderson shedding tacklers. He broke 2 that appeared to have him wrapped up. And Jacob Wirtz finally brought him down.
Hardware Plus is a proud supporter of high school sports and has been Osceola's favorite local hardware store for nearly a century, featuring a wide selection of products and customer service experts. Hardware Plus, where service begins with a handshake and a "How can I help you?"
Joe Frischetti and Quentin Svetanoff combined on the tackle of Anderson there after a pickup of 1. But Marian will go with a lot of ground and pound here. 2nd and 9. Begonia keeps it himself and nowhere to go. Joe Frischetti, who's had a nice second half, comes in and makes the stop. And there's a Jimmy down on the field, slow to get up.
Boy, again, partner, you've used that term tonight about dough popping. Got a lot of that going on.
We talked about the ground and pound. Both of these teams have tried to use it so far this year and had been very successful in the running game coming in. Marian averaging 5.9 a carry, Jimtown 5.6. But the defenses have dominated the night.
Pierce Electric Incorporated is a proud sponsor of high school athletics. Good luck to Dustin Whitman, Clay Campbell, and the rest of the Jimmies this season. Go fight win, Jimmies. Pierce Electric can handle all your residential, commercial, and industrial electrical services. Your friends from Pierce Electric saying go Jimmies.
CB Custom Painting sponsors the timeout. 7:58 to go in regulation. Marian up by 7 on 46. Edition of the 46 Game of the Week brought to you in part by Bill's Heating, keeping families and businesses comfortable since 1951. Speaking of Bill's Heating, I don't think Bo Hunt went over to the Kona ice truck. He's down on the sidelines. And Bo, 3rd and 12, staring the Knights in the face here. What do you think Brett Badeck's going to dial up here with this offense?
Well, I'm sure it could be some type of run pass option. It looks like the way they got it lined up here, this is the one where they like to either throw that little quick screen or they pump it and go on this pass play here, guys.
They flex Eddie Murphy, the tight end, way out to the bottom of the screen. Or actually, that's Thomas Ewing. But Begonia decides to try to scramble, and Casey Pratt is waiting for him at the 34-yard line to make the stop. 4th and 9. And let's see how Mike Davidson decides to play it. He's going to send out the punt unit.
Yeah, about 6 yards in the play. Doesn't want to give Jimtown any kind of an opportunity to improve their field position here.
Now here's where you don't want Renner to be the boomer. You want him to be the technical expert here.
I want to keep an eye on a fake punt as well because they're in Jimtown territory.
High snap, no pressure. Renner kicks it over towards the sidelines, and it'll go out of bounds right around the 12-yard line. Just a 22-yard punt that time, but he pins Jimtown deep in its own territory. They'll spot it actually at the 17.
Good luck, Jimtown, from your friends at Superior Tool and Die. Since 1952, Superior Tool and Die provides quality products, on-time deliveries, and integrity in all the work that they do. Call Superior Tool and Die to discuss your large or small project. They're ready to help you.
So 1st and 10 for the Jimmies. They get it at their own 18 with 7:07 to go. And you get the feeling ball game's on the line right here with this possession.
If you've got a play you've been saving, use it.
Cole Thompson, the running back, has nowhere to go. Thomas Ewing comes in and makes the stop back at the 16-yard line, a loss of 2 on the play. And the Marian linebacking core has played a whale of a game.
So I think 9 negative yardage plays in the ball game for Jimtown. They've had some success, but Marian has given them some tough situations with some 3rd and longs.
A generous spot puts it back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10. We have yet to see the leading receiver from Jimtown, Dustin Whitman, make a catch tonight. He's at the top of your screen. Campbell looks to throw. Now under pressure, Isaac Hibbs has him, and down he goes. The 12th sack of the year for the Marian Knights defense puts Campbell down back at the 10-yard line. Hibbs with his 3rd sack of the season. You'll get another look from SBO.
Well, you just got to have that clock in your head. You're back there by the end zone. You know you're getting in trouble and couldn't get loose. Marian did a good job.
Tony Plitcher and Ethan Duvall kind of figured, oh, the ball must be released by now. No, it wasn't. So 3rd and 18 from the 10.
CB Custom Painting congratulates Marian on a great start to the season and wishes the team good luck for the remainder of the season. CB Custom Painting is a proud supporter of Marian High School.
Timeout sponsored by CB Custom Painting. 5:35 to go, and Jimtown looking at a critical 3rd and 18 deep in its own territory when we come back on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week brought to you by the IHSA, partnering with TV 46 for 30 years.
First Choice Auto Body is cheering on their Jimtown Jimmies. For over 30 years, First Choice Auto Body has been your first choice for all your auto body needs. Call them today to schedule your repairs. That's First Choice Auto Body.
A huge 3rd and 18 call here, and what will Mike Campbell ask of his son Clay? 3-sport athlete who plays basketball and baseball, honor roll student. He needs him to make a big play here.
Again, are you reaching into your bag of tricks here? You're deep in your own territory.
Campbell rolls out, heaves it down the field. Whitman is open. He's got him at midfield, all the way to the 40. A 50-yard pickup by Dustin Whitman, his first catch of the night. And the All-NIC receiver strikes big here. Excellent blitz pickup by Cole Thompson, allowed Whitman to get loose.
49 yards. After they had passed for 18 on the night, now they're now 4 out of 6. And that's a pretty good total now. 67 yards.
Nick Snyder checks into the game along with Andrew Cortez. They're the new receivers, so this is likely a running play here. It is. Cole Thompson on the counter play, and Thompson gets hit by Michael Schnippel and dumped at the 40. They'll run the clock, even though it looked like he got out of bounds.
54 yards rushing now for Thompson. Folks, the high school game of the week is sponsored by your friends at Truck Accessories Group, the maker of Lear brand truck caps. It is the #1 producer of fiberglass and aluminum truck caps, proudly made in the USA. Truck Accessories Group has been in your backyard for over 50 years and are proud supporters of local high school sports.
Jimtown with 2 timeouts remaining, looking at 2nd and 8. Here's the pitch to Cole Thompson. Nowhere to run. Miguel Ortiz flags him down from behind after a pickup of 1. Ortiz, an all-conference defensive lineman a year ago.
Well, I'll tell you what, he is among those who are plenty tired tonight. It's been a warm night, and yet both teams still giving 100%, which we expected. You know, one of the signs on the way in off of Highway 19 says, don't quit. That hasn't been a problem for Jimtown.
3rd and 8. Whitman checks back in. He'll go off to the top of your screen along with John Reed. Campbell looks to throw. Firing deep. He wants Reed. He overthrew everybody. It's intercepted by Michael Schnippel, his 5th of the year. Schnippel played center field on that one and hauls it in for the touchback. And Marian stops the threat.
Yeah, we talked about him in our pregame show as being a big factor for Marian. Boy, that's as good a catch as you'll see. Going straight out. Campbell threw the ball pretty well. Schnippel with number 5, leading the state.
He says his defensive backs coach, Fuller, has done a great job working with him on how to make breaks on the ball. Mike Fuller, been at Marian for a while, and Schnippel shows the fruits of that labor there.
Folks, think Pyramid Equipment for your snowplow needs. Sales, services, and installations of residential and commercial grade snowplows, parts, and salt spreaders. Pyramid offers military, police, and firemen's discounts. Find us at pyramidequipment.com.
Anderson with a 20-yard run on first down. First down sponsored by Marian High School. And Jimtown has to find a way to force a turnover here and get the ball back.
91 yards for Anderson after kind of a slow first half.
Just a good, solidly built running back, very patient running back. And Begonia being patient here will bleed that play clock down as far as he can. Begonia keeps it himself, cuts inside, and Casey Pratt makes the stop after a pickup of 1. But Begonia keenly hanging on to the football.
Proud supporter of Jimtown School, Samuel Mancino's is located on Napanee Street, right off Mishawaka Road in Elkhart. Pizzas, grinders, salads, classic Italian baked dinners, and don't forget the homemade breadsticks. Samuel Mancino's serves up the most delicious Italian subs and much more. Been doing it since 1983.
Very solid defensive game plan by the Jimmies tonight. They've kept Marian in check. It's a 10-3 ball game, but the Knights on the verge of running out the clock here with 2:14 and counting. Anderson up the middle again, breaks another tackle, and he's off to the races. They will not catch him. Oh, they do, down at the 5. What a play. Malcolm Lang, or Marcus Lang, excuse me, comes from behind and catches Malcolm Anderson down at the 5. Great speed by Lang to close on that one and make the dive to keep the Knights out of the end zone. But now they've got it all the way down at the Jimtown 6, 1st and goal.
145 yards rushing now for Anderson, who's done most of the damage here in the second half.
Jimtown coming on a blitz and going up the middle. The fumble in the end zone. And did Marian get on it for the touchdown, or is it a touchback? No signal given by the officials. Tyler DeBow signals touchdown, and it's a touchdown for Marian. Jason Johnson with the fumble recovery in the end zone.
So Johnson gets in the end zone the hard way.
The touchdown sponsored by Christensen Furniture. You get another look at the SBO replay. The ball squirting out of the arm of Tyler DeBow right there. Dustin Whitman didn't see it quite soon enough. And somehow out of that scrum, it was Jason Johnson who came away with the touchdown. Hunter Renner on to try the extra point, sponsored by Intune DJ Service. The kick is up. It is good. And with 1:29 to go, the Marian Knights look as though they will survive a challenge from Jimtown tonight.
St. Andrews Products has joined our team with the finest in promotional products, advertising specialties, business gifts, and apparel. Give them a call at 800-628-9922 or visit their email site at sales@standrewscorp.com. Your expectations become our standards. And the answer is always yes. Now the question is, what's the question? Chuck, next week we're going to have the game with the Adams Eagles. And we just want to send along our condolences to the wonderful family of Jeff Hall, his son's daughter, wife. Nobody has done more for Adams High School in their lifetime than Jeff Hall. And they're going to have to hire about 12 people to take his place. We're going to miss him. Great ambassador for the John Adams Eagles over many, many years. He played for Dave Hattaway back in the early 70s.
And we will see the Adams Eagles, who are locked up in a good one with Penn tonight, take on New Prairie next Friday night at School Field, 11 o'clock on TV 46. Hunter Renner's kickoff, sponsored by Intune DJ Service, fielded at the 2-yard line by Nick Snyder. And Nick Snyder greeted rather rudely by Michael Schaefer and the rest of the Marian Knights.
High School Game of the Week is sponsored by your friends at ET&T Enterprises, a division of Holland Metal Fab. ET&T currently hiring welders. You can apply at 28816 Ventura Drive.
Meanwhile, McDonald Physical Therapy, proud to have Michiana's top physical therapist, known for quality of care and patient focus. Remember McDonald Physical Therapy when you need to get back in the game.
The Jim's down 14.
Clay Campbell getting people off the field, and that's going to cost Jimtown 5 yards for an illegal substitution.
I want to thank the folks from Frog Plumbing for supporting our game tonight. Frog Plumbing reminds you that we all play a role in making the world a better place. Change, well, it starts with you. A message from your friends at Frog Plumbing.
Glad to have them on board tonight. They were our defensive starting lineup sponsor for Jimtown this evening. Happy to have all of our sponsors who help support this broadcast tonight.
Think all the people we've had on our team over the 30 years we've been doing this, capturing history as it's being made.
Clay Campbell's throw out in the flat is incomplete. He was looking for John Two Reed that time. So Jimtown will fall to 2-3 on the year, but Mike Campbell continues to believe his team is making progress. They showed some tonight. The road doesn't get any easier. They have to take on Concord next week in the battle for the Cable Line Cup.
A lot of good teams in our area again this year.
Here's a throw out in the flat. They were looking for Cole Thompson. That's incomplete. 3rd and 15. Meanwhile, for Marian, next week, the Bremen Lions pay a visit over to a Tulski field. Bremen was on top of Clay earlier tonight. And Marian stays among the ranks of the undefeated. And Knox was in a little bit of trouble tonight, perhaps for a while. The rest of these teams, New Prairie locked up in a pretty good battle with Mishawaka tonight. There's nothing given there, but the rest of them in cruise control this evening, looking to stay among the 6 unbeaten in our area. Here's a flag thrown as Campbell scrambles down the field, and Campbell is hit, but the clock will stop as the officials sort out the penalties. Tyler DeBow was there on the stop for Marian.
We had some big plays. It's going to be tough to pick a player of the game. Bo Hunt will be visiting with that person coming up here in just a couple of minutes.
Well, let's get some on-air votes here. Bo, go ahead and tell us who you're thinking of for player of the game tonight.
You know, I kind of agree with Bob a little earlier. He talked about Hunter Renner. I mean, there's 3 aspects to the football game: offense, defense, and special teams. And I think the special teams had a huge effect on this game. Placement of the ball, never let Jimtown, return any kicked them all out of the end zone. So, I kind of leaning toward Hunter Renner.
If it's not Renner, in my eyes, as we have more flags thrown, stop me if you've heard that before. C.J. Naguna has had a marvelous game at linebacker tonight, and considering this Marian defense only gave up 3 points, and Naguna also had a fumble recovery in the game, I'd put his name in for nomination as well.
Well, he's done well on TV 46. He had the big pick 6 against the St. Joe Indians, and he's been a really good player for the Marian Knights this year. I don't know how many times we've picked a special teams player as our player of the game, but Hunter Renner is one of those guys. And again, I go back to averaging over 45 yards a kick on his punts. He's put 4 in the end zone after scores, and he's also done a really good job getting the ball out of bounds inside the 20 a couple of times. And everything you've asked him to do, plus he made 2 field goals.
Well, he made 1 field goal, but the Kickers Union on Twitter will be very happy. Harrison Mevis, Ariel De La Paz, Brian Ramirez, all those guys will rejoice when they see their buddy Renner. So, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Marian goes into victory formation here to kill the last 41 seconds of this one. And the Marian Knights on their way to going 5-0 on the year. And take on Bremen next week. As we mentioned, Concord awaits a 2-3 Jimtown team next week in the battle for the Cable Line Cup. But a hard-fought battle for Marian tonight, and really the final score not indicative of how close this game actually was. Marian's going to walk out of here with a 2-touchdown win, but Jimtown was marching for the tying score with less than 4 minutes to go in the contest. The final score tonight, Marian 17, Jimtown 3. Now stick around. Our Knights of Columbus Stackowitz Agency postgame show comes your way with our IU South Bend Fulfilling the Promise player of the game and our electrical workers, Local 153, electrifying play of the game. It's all next on the 46 Game of the Week.